Welcome back to DK Sports Radio. You're listening to the Carter Six Pack. I'm Chris Carter, lead NFL analyst here at DKPittsburghSports.com, and you're listening to the Carter Six Pack, our show, which we talk about any general sports, Pittsburgh sports topic and we talk over the top six in that topic. Where we review, we debate, we discuss, and we interact with you at the fans. If you ever want to challenge my opinions on things, hit me at Carter Critiques on Twitter or on Facebook. You can follow us at DKPittsburghSports.com or in the comments section of this podcast on DK Pittsburgh Sports. But to get it started, today's top six topic is top football movies, because the Super Bowl's over, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles are the champions, but that means there's no football for like 6 months. It's tragic. This is sadness. This is horrible, because now we have to sit back and watch hockey and basketball and baseball, and I'm not even going to say what else we have to watch, because that's all they're going to watch. Yeah, so that's a problem. So what are you going to do in this time? You're going to have to tough it out, and you're going to have to watch some football movies, some old football highlights. But we're going to talk about the best movies that you can watch. You've probably seen them, but we're going to talk about the best ones that have ever been made. So let's get it started.
Number six.
Coming in at number 6 is an old one from 1978, and it involves the Steelers a little bit. Comedy called Heaven Can Wait. For those who don't know, and you should go back and check out this movie. Heaven Can Wait involves a quarterback from the Los Angeles Rams, Joe Pendleton, who's involved in a car accident and loses his life, and in doing so, he wasn't supposed to do it. So he has an angel follow him around, it was a pretty big movie for its day. But an angel follows him around and is trying to help him get back in his body. He's like, "Hey, the Rams, my team, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. We have an awesome team with us. We gotta find a way to get it back together." So he struggles to find the right body, and it's a really clever comedy. There's a lot of good jokes. I saw it when I was a kid, saw it again when I was older, and it passes the test of time, because that's the problem with a lot of movies. So the movies, to me, you're best when you can reach kids and you can reach adults and everyone, and you can enjoy it together. That's what makes it doesn't make every movie, but that's part of what makes great movies great, is when I can watch it no matter what part of my life, and I can appreciate it for either the same things and still value those things, or I can find different things to value in that movie. And Heaven Can Wait was one of those movies. It was funny, it was clever, it was cute. The only thing that wasn't cute was that because this guy, when he eventually takes the body, so this is the really funny part. At the end of the movie, so this culminates in Super Bowl 14 when the Los Angeles Rams are taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in this game, the steel curtain kills the Rams backup quarterback that replaced the character in this who died at the wrong time. So the angel says, "This is your chance. You're going to take that quarterback's body." So he embodies this quarterback and leads them against the steel curtain. Rather crazy stuff, but it's a cute one. If you're ever looking for an old movie to go like, "Oh, I never saw that one," go check that out. Heaven Can Wait from 1978.
Number 5.
And coming in at number 5, involving another Pennsylvania team, and gets in honor of the now Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, we got to talk about Invincible, featuring Mark Wahlberg, who played Vince Papale, the Eagles fan that grew up a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and he knew everything about the team. And back when the Eagles opened up tryouts to the public to see who could make the team, only one guy was good enough and athletic enough to be invited to training camp, and it's a rather inspiring story. It's a really cool one. It was a well-done movie all in all. I think Mark Wahlberg, for as many people that don't like him for whatever reason, I think he does a good job in some of the sports movies he's been in. I really enjoyed The Fighter, though Christian Bale was the person that set the tone in that movie. But in this one, you have Mark Wahlberg. He plays Vince Papale. There's several other challenges, and I thought there were several realistic things they brought in. Like, for example, he realizes he's running with 2 thick pads, and that's slowing him down, and he needs to be the fastest player. And that it just highlights some of the biggest problems that players go through, is that they sacrifice safety for speed oftentimes, and that's why they wear less pads. But also, I thought there were some cool themes with it. You had the relationships he was building, and then he does get his shot, and of course, it culminates with with him in a big game in Philadelphia. He makes a special teams play, he blocks a punt, and he returns it for a touchdown to win the game for Philadelphia. And in a really awesome feel-good moment for Vince Papale, he points up to his friends in the stands. And in the movie, he returns it like 80 yards. There's a blocked field goal or something like that. But it is based off of all the things he's learned. And it's a really cool story. It was really well put together. But the funny part is, I saw the actual footage of this play happening. He doesn't really run for 80 yards. He blocked the punt, and then it was like right at the goal line, and he picks it up and he walks into the end zone because it was right there. But still, remarkable play, remarkable story for a fan that gets to play for his team and score a winning touchdown for that team. Awesome job. That's why Invincible gets number 5.
Number 4.
And coming in at number 4 is a classic, and a lot of people are probably going to be mad at me right now, including Chris Benson, but number 4 is Rudy. Rudy, yes, the classic Notre Dame film of the young athlete. He says, I want to play for Notre Dame. He's undersized. Nobody thinks he has a chance, and he makes a way to find it for himself, and he doesn't even get into Notre Dame at first. He has to take classes somewhere else, then he has to sleep as a janitor, and he goes through all the problems. Man, that movie was a lot of fun. It's another really good feel-good movie. He fights through everything. He never is given the opportunity. He works hard through every practice, and he earns a shot. And then in the final game, when they're blowing out their opponents, he gets on the field, and they show like the team, because they recognize Rudy's hard work and for all the years that he's put in for Notre Dame, and this is his senior game, his last game, he gets a chance to even step on the field. He finally, the new coach doesn't like him, so he's like, oh, we're not going to play him. But then the quarterback of Notre Dame throws an extra touchdown to give Rudy the shot to go on the field, and he gets to make a big tackle that, the game's already won, but the point is he made a tackle in South Bend. It's a huge moment for Notre Dame and for him, and he gets carried off the field. That movie has a lot of lore to this day, and some people even regard it as the best football movie. But the reason I hold it back, one, Rudy was supposedly a huge jerk. A lot of people have come out since then that were on the team, including Joe Montana, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. And he said nobody liked Rudy. This whole nonsense that people let him, that we carry him off because he was a great friend and that we did that for him. No, we put him in because the coach decided to put him in because it was his last game. And every practice he was going so hard. He was never slowing down, and he was hurting star players. We didn't like him, but the coaches loved him because he pushed us. We didn't like it. We carried him off as a joke, and it's really not as memorable as everyone makes it. But that's how Hollywood goes. And so it was still a really well done movie, albeit except for some of the I guess exaggerations of the things that happen. But that's what Hollywood gets to do.
Number 3.
And coming in at number 3 is a classic and Oscar-winning movie, Jerry Maguire. Now, I know if some people are like, whoa, Jerry Maguire's a chick flick, man. What are you doing? It's a love story. They're like, no, listen to me now. That is a classic movie because Rod Tidwell is one of the best football movie characters. It's not the best football movie character of all time. Cuba Gooding Jr. deserved that Oscar. Show me the money. That is one of the most classic lines ever. And Tom Cruise, a lot of people don't like Tom Cruise because he can get kind of weird at times, and he's a Scientologist. Whatever, that guy can act. He's been in some of my favorite movies, and Jerry Maguire is up there. And you have to give it to him. You feel for him throughout the movie, the things that he believes in, the breakdown he has where he's like, "Who's coming with me? I'm taking Flipper here," and he's losing it, and you see his rival agent that he trained is Bob Sugar is like giving him nonsense. But man, that movie, when you go back and you look at all the things that happen into it, and especially Cuba Gooding Jr., just the emotions that he was able to show, and you feel for him, and you feel for both of them as Jerry Maguire's going through his relationship issues, and he's not sure if he loves her, but he really likes her, and Rod Tidwell is like, did you shoplift the pootie? I shoplifted the pootie. The movie's hilarious. It's touching. And then, of course, the end when Rod Tidwell makes the game-winning touchdown that's going to prove that he deserves the contract that's going to save him and Jerry Maguire, and he's out, and everyone's waiting for him, and he gets up, and he's just like, oh, and he finally wakes up, and they're like, okay, we're going to get you out. He's like, no. let me have this moment. Let me have this moment. And he gets up and he's doing all the dances. That's exactly what Stephon Diggs did when he scored that game-winning touchdown for the Saints. He wasn't hurt, but just the dancing he was doing, it was Rod Tidwell-esque. And man, I tell you, it was such a well done movie, and that's why it deserves top 3 over a lot of other movies they get nominated for football. And again, Dale Lally has debated. We've debated on other shows on Pittsburgh. He says that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and so I'm like, well, okay, if someone wants to tell me that if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then Jerry Maguire has to be a football movie because football's a huge part of it. But there was also amazing people in the cast. You had Renee Zellweger in the movie, and I mean you had Jay Moore playing Bob Sugar. But I tell you, Regina King is a great actress, and she doesn't get enough acknowledgments in her career for things. And she played Mrs. Tidwell beautifully in this, or Marcy Tidwell beautifully in this movie. It's a great one. I watch it probably once every 6 months. Yeah, I'm weird like that. But hey, when you got football droughts, you got to do something, man.
Number 2.
And coming in at number 2, it has to be Remember the Titans. Yes, the classic Denzel Washington football movie. This movie gets me up no matter how many times I watch it. I mean, this movie, I think it came out when I was in like middle school, and every kid loved this movie. And when you got to high school football, it just defined, like, everyone would say, I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. Singing Temptations on the school bus, whether you won or lost, you had to do something for Remember the Titans. Man, this movie was amazing. You had Ryan Gosling. Everyone always talks about it was a great meme. People say, when girls flock over Ryan Gosling, it's like, hey, yeah, he may be cute, but guess what? He was a horrible cornerback and got benched twice in Remember the Titans. But yeah, it's a great movie. Great story about Coach Herman Boone and Coach Yost having to come together and work through a ton of racism in Virginia, where they desegregate schools, and there's a lot of talk about how the team had to go through so much adversity. They have an undefeated season in their first year of being integrated, and the challenges they faced. The scene where Coach Boone has the players run through the woods to Gettysburg's to the cemetery at Gettysburg, and he talks to them about this is what happened. It was a lot of good lessons in the movie. Not entirely historically accurate and not everything could be. And there's some questions as far as how much opposition they really faced going in this, because apparently they put together the two biggest schools in that area, and they said there was just an abundance of talent there. But still, amazing story, amazing ending. You had Ronnie Bass, his sunshine. I mean, it was funny, it was cute, it was a good feel-good story. I'll tell you a funny story. We actually had a kid on I shouldn't say kid because he's my age, but we had a guy on my high school football team named Zach. Zach was a really good dude, and he was a quarterback, and he was nerdy. He wasn't one of the guys. He had like a sort of a blonde bowl cut, so he's very different. It was because he was blonde and he was a tall quarterback. Everyone called him Sunshine. Well, one time, someone just like in Remember the Titans, someone was calling him Sunshine, was playing around, and he went to go pick up a bag, and Zach just steps back and heaves this ball, and it hits this kid dead in the back of the head, just like Sunshine in Remember the Titans. But yeah, great movie, Denzel Washington. Anytime you put Denzel Washington in something, it deserves an Oscar. Automatically, it's a rule. Remember the Titans, number 2.
It's time to cash in on non-stop sports action with MyBookie.ag. They have in-game live betting on nearly every sporting event, plus MyBookie.ag will match your deposit with a bonus up to 100%. With decades of expertise and no-hassle payouts, you'll experience the greatest customer service in the business, guaranteed. Use promo code DKRadio to activate your bonus of up to 100%. Call 844-900-BETS. Or visit mybookie.ag to open an account. Sign up today.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
What I want from my public accounting firm is big ideas.
But I don't want to lose the personal attention.
My company needs global capabilities.
From a firm with local ownership.
And I want to work with industry experts.
Who take the time to understand my unique challenges. And that's what sets Schneider Downs apart. Expertise for the most complex business issues. With the service you need every day. To learn how our big thinking with a personal focus can help your company, visit schneiderdowns.com.
If you're one of the thousands of Western Pennsylvanians who love to get outdoors, then you need to check out this amazing new website, stepoutside.org. Hi, I'm Dan Kovacevic of DK Sports Radio. I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh. I know about the outdoor life that's available to all of us in Western Pennsylvania. Learn where, when, and how you can go camping, hiking, hunting, take part in power sports, shooting sports, water sports in your local community, across our region, across the country at stepoutside.org.
In Pittsburgh, we bleed black and gold and love our city. Born in Pittsburgh and now celebrating 130 years in business, Henny Jewelers is proud to be your premier jewelry store. Whether it's choosing that watch you've always wanted or you're searching for the ring that was made for her, trust Henny Jewelers. Visit our store on Walnut Street in Shadyside to see our extensive inventory of designer engagement rings, watches, and one-of-a-kind jewelry. For more, go to hennyjewelers.com and follow on social.
Embarrassed by that stained carpet in your office? Tired of looking at your dull, dirty floor? My Floor Needs is here to fix that. With years of experience and 24/7 service, My Floor Needs offers stripping and waxing, carpet, tile, grout, and concrete cleaning, as well as polishing and buffing services. Call 888-67-MY-FLOOR or email info@myfloorneeds.com for a free estimate and get your floors looking like new again. Whatever your floor needs, call 888-67-MY-FLOOR.
Does your company ever miss its sales goals or struggle getting new business?
Is it tough to hire or to give reps the right tools?
Hi, I'm Dan, and I started Engaged Prospect right here in Pittsburgh to help companies like yours.
And I'm Sam. We're helping companies hit sales goals and grow their businesses.
Think of us as your inside sales team.
Our clients are experts in their fields. We're experts in inside sales.
Give us a call today at 412-715-5151.
Or visit us online at engagedprospect.com/DK.
It's been 50 years since the Summer of Love, but if you're not performing as well as you'd like, check out NEDforless.com. I'm Eric Cushy of Curtis Pharmacy. Don't pay premium prices for the little blue pill. So Denafil, the same active ingredient as in Viagra, costs 80% less. NEDforless.com. All we need is your physician's name. We do the rest. Free shipping, too. NDDforless.com. Curtis Pharmacy, Western PA's Better Way Pharmacy. CurtisPharmacy.com.
Welcome back to DK Sports Radio. You're listening to the Carter Six Pack. We've been talking about the top 6 football movies of all time, getting you ready for that long football drought of 6 months before we get to see any more action. Now that the Super Bowl's concluded, but let's recap our list before we go to number 1. At number 6, we had Heaven Can Wait. At number 5, we had Invincible, the story of Vince Papale and the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 4, we had Rudy and the story of Notre Dame in South Bend. Number 3, we had Jerry Maguire, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. of Tom Cruise, among several other people. Number 2, we had Remember the Titans. Like, remember forever the night they played the Titans. You blitz all night. I say that all the time. Anyways, that leads us to number 1.
Number 1.
And the greatest football movie of all time goes to the original, not the remake in 2001, Brian's Song. Yes, the classic movie Brian's Song. It is the ultimate story from 1971. It's an oldie, but it's always a goodie. It's timeless. James Caan stars Brian Piccolo, and Billy Dee Williams plays Gale Sayers. These two were it was one of the best chemistries. My father made me watch this as I was a little kid, and I've watched it a few times since then. And it's just the chemistry that they had was impeccable, and it captured the importance of these players in their time. Now, to explain for those who don't know about Brian's Song, or for people who might have forgotten, Brian's Song is a great story of the Chicago Bears. They bring in a young superstar in Gale Sayers that everyone knows because he's a legendary running back and returner. But he comes in, and he's a black player, and And this is back in the days when it wasn't exactly popular to be a black player in professional sports. But he's the superstar, and he comes up against Brian Piccolo, this kid from Wake Forest that is working hard. And Brian Piccolo tells Gale Sayers, "I'm here to beat you. I'm here to be better than you." And they push each other in training camp. They don't exactly like each other at first, but they learn to like each other. They learn to love each other because they push each other all the time. And then Gale Sayers suffers a huge injury that endangers his career. And Brian Piccolo says, "I want to take your spot from you because I'm better than you and I beat you, not because you got hurt." So Brian Piccolo works with Gale Sayers to get him back, and it's a true story of manhood, of pushing each other, of brotherhood, and it's also a sad story because Brian Piccolo suffers from cancer, and then Gale Sayers he works to support him. He tries to play for him and play through him, and he tries to do everything he can, but eventually Brian Piccolo succumbs to his cancer. As everyone knows, it's not exactly news there because it's happened a long time ago. But the movie also has Jack Warden, one of my favorite actors. He plays Dick Butkus in the movie. It's a rather remarkable story. If you ever get a chance, I never cried to this movie, but it's very touching, and I think this is why it's the #1 football movie of all time. But that's the Carter Six-Pack, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. If you have any debates on those movies and why I didn't include something like Friday Night Lights because it stinks, you can hit me at Carter Critiques on Twitter. You can give me a follow. You can just tell me stink. You can also hit us up on DKPittsburghSports.com. We'll have other topics coming up soon for the Carter Six-Pack for me to talk about, you to debate, and you let me know whether I'm right or I'm wrong. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned to DK Sports Radio.